And that was the forerunner of Hawaii Five-0. You know, it went all around the world. And had a lot of people listening to Hawaiian music. Not enough, because when it was over, because 5-0 was so big, the state didn't have to fund it anymore. We tried to make a television show of Hawaiian music, and nobody would buy it. Not international enough, not national enough. We even tried to mix it with country music. Still didn't work. And after that job, I went to the first Hawaii Five-0, where I was the producer's assistant and Jack Lord's secretary. So I started learning, like everybody, a business from the bottom up. And eventually, I learned how casting worked. I said casting, but I'll say casting today, because when I say casting, people think I'm saying costume. So, the casting office was at one end of the office and I was at the other. Now, I had a stage background. I've done a lot of stage from like church, high school, college, and in Australia we have something called the Repertory Society, where I did everything from acting to props to wardrobe to cooking to everything. So when I got to Hawaii, I did a lot of plays at BYU. I went to BYU, I'm a Mormon, got a scholarship, and I graduated the second time here. And taught school in Australia, taught school on the mainland, came back and got married. But I couldn't get a teaching job. That's when I fell into 5-0. First of all, Hawaii calls them 5-0. So it goes back a long way with me, and I just love the film business. I love all the people I've met over the years. But do you know how long the film industry has been in Hawaii? Anybody have an idea? Shout it out. Nope. 1898. That's almost the birth of filming. An Edison camera crew, Edison, remember that name? Did all kinds of wonderful things way, way ago. He was on a ship coming back with his crew from Asia back to America. And they stopped in Hawaii and filmed some travelogues. And as far as I know, that's the first recorded film made in Hawaii. And of course, the genre grew to include Polynesia and the Pacific. And you know, like film noir and comedy and drama. Pacific films really weren't taken as any entity at all. They were just fun. If you can remember any of the old films filmed here, they were white guy meets Hawaiian girl. White guy fights Hawaiian guy. Hawaiian girl falls in volcano. Hawaiian girls wear beautiful sarongs. White guy comes, finds the right one. Did you know that 2 movies from way back then made an Academy Award? Anybody know which ones? Hawaii. Nope, that was too late. In 1930, I'll get the date right. 1935, Mutiny on the Bounty. It won Best Picture that year. Yeah, I think it was. And then we came to, what's the other one? From Here to Eternity. Have a look at it. And that is quite well known. That was 1953. That won Best Picture that year. And at that point, we were doing a lot of movies pertaining to the Second World War. Think about that. Just a few years ago, we remade Pearl Harbor. That was a biggie. With Michael Bay, he was very hard to please. That movie didn't do very well, unfortunately. But it was a great job and a great movie, and we used a lot of people. So you come down to Hawaii Five-0, the first one. The pilot for 5-0 was done in 1968, and it went for 12 years. In 1980, Magnum P.I. came along. And there's a lot of memorable ones since then, including Baywatch, Lost. I worked on all of these shows and a lot of movies over the years. And I just love the Hawaiian people, the Hawaiian actors, the local guys who get to come from nowhere and do good and go somewhere. But you know, if you guys are only interested in acting, once you get to the set and you meet other people in the business, your ideas can change. You've got to look to network with people. people. There's a lot of people that I know that I started off as extras. One is the associate producer of Hawaii Five-0 today. Another is running the payroll over there. Another one was the son of a woman who my good friend, who was our production coordinator, got her nails done by this guy's mother. And he was 15, 16 years old in high school, and he really wanted to get on Magnum P.I. I put him on Magnum P.I. and he really loved it. You know what he's doing now? He's a cameraman at Hawaii Five-0. He got in very friendly with the camera guys, and got really friendly. If any of you know Paul and Gracie, who are cameramen for like Discovery and National Geographic, he went with them for a long time. And he's done so well that he's now back here. I wouldn't be surprised if in a little while he becomes a full-on cinematographer. So you can see, I have another friend who started off as an extra. She went to Warner Brothers as a writer, and she was a very good writer. Wrote a couple of Magnum P.I. episodes. And she's in New York now, she's not in Hollywood anymore, she gave up on Hollywood. But you know, your life changes. Opportunities come up. You've got to be ready for them. You've got to seize the opportunity when you see it. It doesn't wait for you, it just comes, and you've got to be ready. I, as a school teacher from Tasmania, never expected to be in casting in Hawaii. But when the opportunity came and they said, do you think you can cast the actors? I said, I've been doing it for 2 years. So no, I was ready. And that's where I've been all these years ever since. And it really makes me feel good to think of the people that I've helped. I love to give the actors advice. I love to teach them what they need to do. Acting requires no acting, unless you do it on stage. So you think about the things you need to do to be an actor. If you want to be an actor, you've got to be educated. If you want to be a doctor or a plumber or an accountant, don't just walk into it, can you? You've got to do some education, get some education. Learn what this is going to take. So you as actors, if you want to start off, be an extra. Being an extra is not all bad, because it puts you on the set with very little stress. When you go with dialogue, there's a lot of stress in it. You've got to produce, or they'll ship you out and get someone else, because that's happened many times to me. I've even had mainland actors be replaced with local actors. So they have as hard a time in LA as they do here. Maybe not on such a big scale, but they still do. You've got to know what you need to do. Once you get on the set as an extra, learn all you can learn. Find out who does what, who you go to and who you stay away from. A lot of people on the set you need to stay away from. But basically you'll meet great people. And if they'll help you, it's only good for you as an actor. I remember a few years ago when they were talking about building a film school. They wrote to all of us people in the film industry to say what we thought about this. And I've always thought that if there's a film school here, there should be production for the film graduates to work on. But something there is missing, and what I think it is that you need to set up reciprocal agreements with the various unions who work in film, so that the graduates can go and work as interns on the mainland and make the right connections. So maybe you want to be an electrician or a cameraman or a grip or a makeup or a hair person. You need to meet the right people to get involved with the right groups that will give you the work. So I think a school, film school is great if there's somewhere for them to go when it's open. And there's no guarantees of any of this. Now when you get into the film business, it feels awful because you don't know anyone, you don't know how it works. But you have to realize that nothing is personal. They want the best person for the job. Whether it's acting,